Um, I can't believe you just said that. I was just thinking that. Okay? Okay. She said Italy from Italian. Well, let me explain. Okay, so I wanted to play Italy so bad. But the reason was because I'm Italian, and the guy that played Italy in Japanese was named Daisuke something or other, who played Phi in Tsubasa Chronicle, who I played. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I've done a character this voice actor has played, and I do love pasta. Right? And I'm Italian. So I went in there, and it was down to 3 people. I'm not even gonna say, I'm just gonna say 3 people. And I went in there, and the director's like, okay, I want you to do it as high as you can do it. Do the, put your voice as high as you can do it. And so I did the best I could, I tried very hard. I love pasta, I love it. And then I didn't get it, as we know. But here's the deal. This is another teachable moment. After the fact, I heard the performer, the guy that actually did it, and he went into his head voice. Well, I can go much higher if I do that. Basta! But I didn't think to do that in the audition, because I figured he wanted it in your chest voice, your regular voice. Not up here, you know? So I blew that one. But one of the most embarrassing moments, and I know some of you have heard this before, and I apologize if you've heard this before on any videos, but I was recording Full Metal.
Oh.
And it wasn't an audition. I was recording the show, and it was this very emotional scene with Ed and Al. And so I was taken, or it wasn't with Ed and Al, but it was Ed talking about something very emotional. And I loved those moments. Those were my favorite moments to record. Because he's always so cocky and smart-mouthed and, in your face, disrespectful, Colonel, But when he's alone, and just with his brother, you see that he is scared and worried and not certain of himself. And I love those moments. So I'm getting ready to do this scene, and I'm looking at the lines, and I'm thinking of doing my mind. And then the director knew that I was kind of trying to prepare emotionally for this. And he goes, okay, Vic, are you ready to try on? I was like, yes. And I did every line with as much emotion as I possibly could put into it. There was silence. And the director pushed the little talk back button and he said, that was beautiful. But those weren't your lines. Don't ask me how I did it. Like I skipped a line, and so I did every other line instead of. So embarrassment. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Meet me in the aisle. Hey, buddy, what's your name?
My name's Craig.
Craig?
Man.
Thanks, man. Are you a golfer?
I do a little bit.
Nice, my shirt.
You were talking about William Shatner, but the question I'm about to ask, you're my Paul McCartney. It has to do with you were doing anime OPs. I love the songs that you do for GT or what?
Thanks, Craig. What's your favorite? Is there one you like?
Definitely GT, Dan, Kokoro.
That bit by bit of falling under your. Sing it, Craig.
Bit by bit I'm falling under your spell.
I was working in anime for 10 years before, and I've been doing music twice as long as I've been voice acting. And yet there were all of these music things related to anime, and I was never part of any of them. There was a show that Funimation did many years ago. What was it called? It was a music show. Sort of band. No, way before Show. I was in Show My Rock. This was way back. Huh? No. Beck. Mongolian Chop Squad. It was like all music, like singing and stuff. And I didn't even know the show was happening. They cast it and started it, and I would go into work on something else, and I'd be like, "Hey, what are they doing in Studio, B?" And they're like, "Oh, they're working on Beck. It's this music show." And I went, "Huh?" I didn't even know. And so, years into my voice acting career, somebody called me and said, "Hey, I want you to sing this opening." I think the first one I did was a One Piece opening. And I'm not sure, but I think it was, I think back to the time when my search first began, and that one. And then they came back and said, "Hey, we want you to do this one." That was A to Z, you can't stop me now, I'm always going. A to Z, rubber not stopping. And then there was a third one that was the come aboard and bring along all your hopes and fears, right? And then there was the GT opening, and then the Oron came along, and the Oron closing. But like it was a long time before I ever got to do any kind of music-related stuff. And you know what's really fun? And my friend Kate up here that I introduced you guys to earlier, he and I were talking about this the other day. When you adapt a lyric for a Japanese song, I don't know if you guys know this or not. How many of you speak Japanese? Like not a ton. It's a pretty complicated language, right? So did you know that it takes 3 times as many words in Japanese to say what you can say in English? I'll give you an example.
Watashi wa means I.
So Tamaki has a song, right? Guilty Beauty Love. Some of you have heard it, right? Okay, so here is, listen to this melody and feel the timing of how long this melody is. Ba ba ba, ba da ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba. What was that, 10 seconds probably, right? Do you know what the Japanese is for that? It's a crime that God created me beautiful. Kind of doesn't fit, does it? So now you have to adapt that lyric to say the same thing, but you have to pad it out. And you can't be like, it's really, really, really a crime, You can't just add a bunch of crazy. So what it ended up being in English was, what a crime, such a beautiful crime, that God would make a star as bright as I. So see, now it says the same thing, but, but in a longer lyric. So I started doing a lot of Japanese adaptations for songs. Hi. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they told me. Oh, how did it go so fast? Okay, yeah, they did. Okay, we have 5 minutes left. Which one are you pointing to? Oh, God. Kate. Did you see, is this the cutest thing you've ever seen? He's so cute. He's the best boy. What's your question?
Well, because of everything that you've done, you've given so much to me, to all of your fans. I wanted to give this to you. No, please. I really gave it back, please.
I met her today at the autograph table, and I'm like, that's the cutest thing. And then she took it away. She walked away with it. No, really? Oh, sweet.
I really want you to have it.
I will have it if you will autograph it for me. Does anybody have a Sharpie? Sharpie? Do you really? God bless you. Get ready, Kate. Have you done autographs before? Well, we're starting today, all right? That's for you to autograph. Can you please put it to my dearest best friend, who I wouldn't be able to live without? Okay, let's take one more question, and then I want to, before we wrap it up. By the way, everybody, another Q&A session tomorrow. If you're enjoying yourselves, if you had a question we didn't get to, we're going to be back in that room back there that we were in yesterday. What time is it tomorrow? Does anybody know what time the Q&A session is? Sorry? I feel like I'm on a game show. Everybody's 2, 1, 14. Do we know? 1? You gonna be there? You gonna be there? All right. 1 o'clock. Did you say no? No. This is the worst panel ever. 1 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll continue. All right. Is this a good question? Is the last one?
Last question for love.
You ready? What's your name? Aiden? Nice to meet you, buddy.
I'm glad you survived this, but I want to know how you did it. I read online that people made accusations against you.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about that. Is that okay? But let me just tell you guys this, okay? I want to focus. You know what? I'm kind of glad you said that because we're going to turn it into a positive. How about that? All right? What was the first thing he said? Did you hear it? How did you survive? Did you hear that? Hey, guess what, guys? That goes for all of you. Think about it, right? Every one of you guys, if you're honest, you have struggles. You have fears. You have failures, mistakes. We're all full of them, man. Nobody can be pointing fingers at anybody if we're honest with each other. How do you survive that? If any of you have written me any emails over the last couple of years, and a lot of you have, thank you for that. Thank you. Asking me, how do you survive this? I'm going to tell you here what I told them. I don't know, and I hope I don't offend anybody. I don't know what your beliefs are. And the last thing I would ever want to do is push my beliefs on people. But I'm answering a question, right? I'm not doing anything but sharing my heart with you. Is that okay? Is that okay? When people ask me this question, this is my answer. God's grace and the incredible encouragement of so many wonderful people. And if I can give you guys one thing for your lives, you're like 15, 20, 22. You're whole, 32. Bingo! You guys, you have a whole life to live. And plenty of obstacles that are coming your way. It's inevitable. Don't get scared. It's just the way it is, right? If you live long enough, you have struggles, obstacles, challenges. How do you survive them? If I could give you my encouragement, it would be to tap into the grace of God. I'm not talking about religion. I didn't say, go join a church, get your hair cut. Right? Stop wearing black. I didn't say that at all. Tap into the Creator's love for you. How about that? As small as so many of us feel sometimes, we are all very, very precious. Uniquely, wonderfully, masterfully created. You are, and you are. And don't let anyone ever tell you different. Okay? Because anyone that tells you different is a liar. And hold on to that. And the second thing is, you find the people in your life that care about you. Friends who encourage and bring positive words into your life. And that's how you survive. You guys, I love you. Have a wonderful night. I will hope to see you tomorrow, either downstairs or at the panel later. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Or at the smoking area.